What's up, guys?
Clarence?
How you doing?
Hey,
What's up, Clarence?
Well, we're doing okay depending on which market we're in right now. Those two guys in the middle of the screen are doing all right now. A little bit of a tire fire here in Chicago, and plenty of drama, it sounds like, with the Cowboys too, which we definitely want to hit on in the show. I believe we have the quotes ready to go too. Let's start. Well, I like the stadium stuff first. I just find this hilarious.
So do I. So funny.
Yeah, you build a stadium, which is great. We've all been there. It's a great place. But the sun keeps getting in your players' eyes every week. So you got Jerry Jones after the game yesterday saying, by the way, we know where the sun is going to be when we flip the coin. So we do know where the damn sun is going to be in our own stadium. Let's just tear the stadium down and build another one. Are you kidding me? Clarence, give us some more context with this whole thing, because I just can't help but laugh.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about the stadium. It seems like the story comes up every year because the sun gets in the way of. It seems like just the Cowboys players. I've never seen an opposing team complain about it. It always happened to a Cowboys receiver. They can't find the ball in the sun. And yesterday against the Eagles, red zone opportunity. Quarterback throws the ball to CeeDee Lamb. He didn't see the ball in the sun. And it killed the Cowboys' opportunity to get a touchdown, which. Obviously the score was 34-6, but this was in the second quarter. It would have been a completely different game. Certainly early on, I think that the inevitable was going to happen regardless, because the Eagles are just such a much better team. But it would have been a different game into the third quarter if they would have been able to connect on this touchdown pass. And, after the game, again, we've been talking about this for years, and Jerry Jones brought this up on his own. He brought the sun up because he knew people were going to be asking him about this. He had his fist balled up. AT&T Stadium is his baby. They called it Jerry World. That the Taj Mahal, everybody wants to come to AT&T Stadium. He does not want you talking about his baby. And certainly he was ready with all the questions. He's stubborn when it comes to curtains at the stadium. Understand this. They put curtains up for concerts. They put curtains up for WWE when they do their big events here. But for football games, Jerry Jones refuses to put a curtain up to block out the sun. And again, it's only hurt his team, his players. CeeDee Lamb said yesterday that the sun was a problem. He 1,000% wants them to put curtains up. Jerry Jones is against that. As you saw the great quote about, let's just tear the stadium down. He said, we know where the sun is. We also know where the moon is. Everybody knows this before the game. So he's really upset with the questions about his baby.
Well, the funniest part to me, because I was on post game yesterday, is we see the Jerry Jones scrum happen in the bowels of the stadium there. At the same time, CeeDee Lamb's in the locker room going, "Yeah, I couldn't see the ball," and Jerry's making it, like, this isn't something we complain about, and his star wide receiver is going, "Yeah, I couldn't catch the touchdown because I was blinded by the light." So that was very funny. Clarence, to your point though, I do think maybe Jalen Hurts in the first half there was taking some kind of coverage sacks. And I do wonder how much that sun was in his eyes. Now, they're a winning organization. They're not going to come out and blame something like that. That's my little dig at the Cowboys. But, I do wonder if that sun was blinding him a little bit downfield.
Come on, man. The Cowboys have been bad, okay? They're having a bad season. But DeMarvion Overshawn was on his butt, okay? That had nothing to do with a coverage sack, okay? Michael Parsons came back from missing 4 games, had 2 sacks, running them down. Nothing to do.
He's going to look good in an Eagles uniform in next season.
They're already bad, but no, those were not coverage sacks. That's what the Cowboys play well. And that's the frustrating thing about it, is because the defense did play well early on, and the offense showed nothing. Cooper Rush was awful. How do you pass for 45 yards on 23 attempts?
He's quite bad. He's quite bad.
They continue to have red zone woes. But yeah, the defense played well in the first. It had nothing to do with the sun. It had to do with Marvion Overshawn and those guys really playing above their heads and just giving the offense a chance. And the Cowboys had 5 turnovers, 49 passing yards for the day. That was the problem, more so in the sun and the curtains. And they're a bad football team right now. Too many turnovers, and that's been a problem all season. But come on, give the defense credit a little bit. Just a little bit now. Come on.
Chalking that up to the sun.
Jerry Jones sounded like my high school baseball coach when I missed that fly ball. But Clarence, what is the move with the quarterback going forward? Because they bring in Trey Lance to end that game. Are they going to give him an opportunity, or are they going to go back to Cooper Rush?
I think at some point he will get that opportunity. I don't know if it happens this week. I know when we talked to Mike McCarthy last night, he said there was something to be evaluated today. Understand this. Cooper Rush before yesterday was 5-1 as a starter in place of Dak Prescott. So there was a little cachet there. There was a little confidence there because of what he's done. But this is not that team. This is not those teams. This team does not play good defense. They don't run the ball well. Their offensive line is horrible. Things that Cooper Rush needs because he's more of a bus driving type quarterback. Don't make mistakes, make some decent third down throws, but this team needs a plus player quarterback to get something done and somebody to add something. Trey Lance, third overall pick of the 49ers, certainly the Cowboys famously traded for him last year for a fourth round pick, and he's yet to start a game. Really, yesterday was the first time he was ever played in the game. They need to find out about him. They didn't pick up his 50-year option, so this is the last year of his contract. You need to decide whether you want to bring Trey Lance back and continue to develop him to be a backup quarterback for next year, or at least maybe he can play well if somebody signs him as a free agent and you get a compensatory pick. But you need to, at some point, find out about Trey Lance, whether it happens this week or the next couple of weeks. I think Trey Lance will end the season as a Cowboys quarterback.
Yeah, it seems like they're at that point right now. Legend covering the Cowboys, Clarence Hill, joining us right now. And we got to talk about Micah Parsons' comments, too. I saw these last night. I had to do a double take. I was like, wait a minute. Is this one of those fake accounts? Is this one of those AI-generated videos that's going around right now? He said the question was about – I don't even remember what the question was. Clarence, I'll let you clean it all up. But he said Mike McCarthy can leave and go wherever he wants. Guys I kind of feel bad for are guys like Zach Martin and guys who might be on their last year or on their way out, because that's who I wanted to hold the trophy for. You want to win games and do great things with those types of legends who put in more time and work than Mike McCarthy ever did. Those are the kind of guys that I have so much sympathy and hurt for. Wow.
Well, first of all, he was asked about whether they're motivated to play for Mike McCarthy, who we all know is in the final year of his contract and needs to get to the playoffs or at least before the season. The thought process was he needed to get to the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl to keep his job. He's last year of his contract, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. Each of the last 3 years, one playoff win. They did nothing to improve the team. Jerry Jones said before the season he was trying to put pressure on the coaches to take it to the next level, which is why he didn't give them a new contract. Clearly, the season has been off the rails ever since. Micah was asked about Mike McCarthy and went into his diatribe. Initially started out with saying, that's above my pay grade. But he went into diatribe. Yes, realistically, Mike McCarthy could go and coach the Bears next season. How about that?
Oh God.
You guys are talking about Ben Johnson. Listen, we Cowboys might want Ben Johnson, but he could conceivably have another coaching job. And he was trying to show empathy for his veterans, people he's in the locker room with, like Zach Martin, who is most likely in the last year of his career, most likely will retire. He said, I feel more for him. I'm playing for him. I'm motivated to win for him. And that was fine and dandy until he went too far by saying worked harder than Mike ever did. And that's kind of where it went off the rails. But I think initially he was trying to show some empathy for his player. He wasn't trying to diss Mike McCarthy. The problem with Micah Parsons is that he tries to be thought-provoking sometimes. He tries to be a deep thinker. He really tries to give the media a good answer, which is why he has a podcast. Sometimes you put your foot in your mouth. He put his foot in his mouth when he went with, act like Mike McCarthy didn't work hard. And that's where he put his foot in the mouth. But otherwise, he does not have a problem with Mike McCarthy. But certainly, he went too far and is getting killed for it today.
It just feels like Mike Vrabel or Bill Belichick's going to end up down there, doesn't it?
Ben Johnson, man, we want some new blood. I don't know if they can.
Does Ben Johnson want to play with Dak?
Sure. Hey, Dak is not the issue.
Dak is not the problem.
Pretty good quarterback.
Dak is not the problem here. Why would he not want to play with Dak? He wants to play with a quarterback, a proven winner, a proven quarterback. The question with Ben Johnson, I mean, we've heard the reports. The guy wants $15 million or whatever he wants. He's not coming cheap to anybody. He's turned down Carolina because they didn't offer him enough money. And Jerry Jones only paid Mike McCarthy $5 million. He's not getting up into those double-digit money range for these coaches. So that'll be a real issue as they go forward. Certainly, you look at Mike Vrabel, you look at Bill Belichick. Do you really want to spin the block with one of those old coaches? At least the thought process down here is you need new blood. You need some of these guys off this Shanahan tree, some with some new ideas, some fresh things, because the offense is stale, the team is stale. I don't know if going with a retread will get it done.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I would assume the Cowboys would be in better position to land Ben Johnson than the Bears, but who knows? I guess, like we said earlier, it all comes down to what Ben Johnson thinks about Caleb Williams. Hey, Clarence, great stuff. Awesome having you on the All NFL show with us today. Appreciate you taking some time.
Anytime, man. I'm welcome to come back anytime.
We all silly like the mayor.